What's up? What's up, people? It's time to play some hide and seek. This is the way. Your channel, welcome. I think that's my line, stranger. Oh, forgive, I hear him new. But you are known being Foley from Trekyards. Alright, welcome back, guys. It's time. And as always, every super chat, I'm going to have a drink. I got Crown Royal whiskey and cola tonight. It's Crown Royal whiskey and cola. Oh, so crowny and royally and cola-y. So we've got a super chat from Christian Montgomery early on. $5. Look like Schrodinger's cat paradox to fix this ridiculous timeline. Rios will take the doc and her kid to the future, like Jillian from Star Trek 4. Will that happen? I'm not sure. Yep, Precious is back too, Gerlin. JB, my reaction to this episode was meh, better than last week at least, and I don't know how many times I've said that over the few years watching any new Trek show. Yeah, I said the exact same thing in our review that you're going to see tomorrow, our edited review. And please join us for our live one as well at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was very meh. There was a lot of cool stuff, for sure, but a lot of, moments. So I've watched it like 3 times now, and I'm struggling to remember what the hell happened now. Oh yeah, the Borg drone guys there's a field of them, and Raffi and Seven decide to run for the ship. They cut one guy's throat with a knife, and everybody else is firing at them like Vietnam style, like rice paddy fields of Vietnam. You see the fucking gunfire. Apparently they made it. They survived through that. Did any of the Borg guys get away? Like, what about all the dead bodies of Borgs that have Borg technology in them? What is happening? Timeline will be changed anyway soon. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And what is up with this stupid one Renee must live, one Renee must die bullshit? I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what the hell is happening. I really wanted them to get to the future in this episode, and they absolutely did not. And it's disturbing, to say the least. Athos, where's Picard's brother this whole time? He is at boarding school. They said that in like episode 1 or episode 2. NZ Fade, first half was a 2 out of 10. Final 1/3 was a 9 out of 10. The story writing is a switch between cosplay and then gravity of a mother's death. Speaking of, and I should get fucking royalties for this idea. Hallmark every year comes out with Christmas ornaments for Star Trek, either characters or ships. This year they've got a perfect one. Picard's mother hanging from her neck. Why did we waste time on that fucking story? I don't give a shit what happened to Picard's mother. It's like, all right, the show's got a good pace. Boom, boom, boom. Let's stand here, not knowing what's happening on the ship, and talk about your fucking feelings. Oh, and while you're at it, look, there goes the ship. We have no idea what happened, but we probably failed because we needed the ship. Oh well, it'll be fine. What the fuck? Anyway, how does holographic Elnor perceive hallucination Jurati when she tells him to run and hide? Anyone else notice that? Well, that the Borg Queen said that. It was Jurati and the Borg Queen were one person, so she would have said, "Hi, Elnor." Now it's, get to it, whatever she said. That's how, JB. Check or not, magical purple powder puff transporters. This Jericho, Girardi has only done what Boimler has done before. Teach the Borg Queen empathy. And they beam Borg soldiers into the walls. Yes, they did. Fun stuff. Why was Icheb in Starfleet and Seven wasn't allowed in? It's a very good question. David C. Seven can't join Starfleet, but the former Locutus, no problem. Ridiculous. Super Kyle, pretty sure Elnor's body is on La Serena, and Borgatti is going to assimilate him back to life. Olivia Julius, so the Borg Queen has been tricking the crew this whole season. Obviously, let's give her a ship because there's no way that she could be lying. Please give her whatever the Borg wants. Computer, activate ECM Elnor 1. Doc McGillicuddy says, who is your daddy and what does he do? Dr. Ronslin has been a member for 26 months at the rank of captain. Says, I've said it before and I will say it again. This show would be better if it was binge watched. Weekly release kills it. Yeah, absolutely. Just need to put in a thing here. I'll drink for every super chat. And after this one, I need a fucking drink because this was an episode for sure. Tim McCaffrey getting chased by Borg. Let's do therapy session now, right? And Rios, don't tell him it's gonna blow up. Let it blow up. Don't say, oh yeah, you can fire it. I just need the right DNA to unlock it. The longer you hold it, and boom. How about you shut up, Rios? Shut up for 5 seconds and let him blow up. Then both your problems would be solved. You dumbass. This episode felt like Star Trek Resident Evil with a spooky mansion and Borg zombie guys popping out. Yeah. The Borg were never the bad guys. They were just lonely this whole time. Rick Cassell III. My problem is Seven didn't despise being Borg and Voyager. You think one asshole in Starfleet would stop her from joining the Academy? No way. She was powerful in Voyager. How about that NX refit now being canon? Yes, sir. We actually have a video coming out about that we filmed before Doug Drexler released his post talking about that. I'm about to go outside and punch somebody in the fucking head. Just for the record. The window's open a tad and it's garbage night and somebody across the street has been playing with their garbage for 10 minutes. It doesn't take 10 minutes to take your garbage out, just for the record. But hey. Trek or not, this feels like a mix of cheap production with movie production from scene to scene, and times felt like someone was sucking money out of it. Perhaps just a money maker for someone or some people. Sure, probably. Smart Smears. Picard's mom's story had nothing to do with the actual story. It was literally just so they found a place to escape. Raffi's story is getting a conclusion after being introduced last week. Messy. Yeah, and I didn't give a flying fuck about Picard or Picard's mother this whole time. I don't care. Stop having it be such a big thing. Like, oh, she killed herself. All right, cool, move on. Don't stretch that out. Like, whatever. Christian, Seven had cranial implants that could have been compromised. Each have donated his to Seven. Trek or not, the people behind this are professionals, yet the fans could do better with those funds. I don't know, can you hear this banging out there? It's driving me nuts. Smart Smears. Also, the entire trajectory of the Borg is shifted due to one conversation. This is what happens when you rush. Not just one conversation, but also being in the mind of Girardi. The Borg Queen made a point of saying that she was special from the beginning, and the fact that she's been able to kind of be a step ahead of the Borg Queen most of the time, that's what makes it. Smart Smears. Also never mind. Olivia Julius. First half was good, second half was bad. Somebody else earlier disagreed with you. They gave the first half a 2 out of 10 and the last one third a 9 out of 10. So, David C., I think Hugh needed to help Picard slay his demons in order to end up being restored by the continuum. Yeah, what's up with the Q storyline, too? Like, I want to know about that. I don't give a fuck about Picard's mother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I will buy the Hallmark hanging Picard's mom Christmas ornament so I can hang it from my tree. I will buy that. JB, at least the episode of Scooby-Doo have a decency to only 15 seconds of people chasing each other inside of a spooky house. Alyssa Jericho, why did Space Legolas have a holographic mobile emitter? Very good question. Not only is it future tech that Voyager stumbled across, and it was still super advanced by the time they got back home, but yes, this is a few years later. Obviously, they could have made more in the Prime timeline, not in the Confederation timeline. That made no fucking sense. Aeon, this entire episode proved the writers do not know or really respect Star Trek. Trek or not, Queen went from demonic world destroyer to Care Bear in training in a few minutes. An unexpected fire. Great name. Agnes of Borgatti. I will assimilate you all if I don't murder you first. Dr. Ronslin, $10. Drink 2, yet again. No worries about a shuttle bay door. Thank you, Doctor. Matt Boardman, there was a moment of this episode that tied my brain into a TNG episode where no one has gone before, and it made that moment in this episode where he sees his mom more poignant to me. Oh, yeah, where no one has gone before, where his old mom is like... And I was thinking that as I saw her hanging, I'm like, she's still alive. She was an old lady. And then they threw in that line of dialogue. I often picture her being old and having tea with me and wanting to have a chat. It's like, okay, well, at least you covered your bases. But weak ass shit. Sorry, Matt, I disagree. It wasn't poignant at all. It was, oh shit, do you remember that script we wrote? I don't know if any of you have watched TNG, because most of you writers haven't, I'm aware, but there's this episode where there's this old lady who Picard sees, and it's his mom. So we need to address that. Can we ADR in a line of dialogue talking about how in his PTSD mind he imagined his mother being old? Can we do that? Okay, yeah? All right, sweet. It would be better if you guys just knew your Trek lore, but hey, we can fix things. It's fine. Andrew Dowdy. What happened to the story about young Picard dropping his notepad and being stuck in the tunnels for hours? Now his dad finds him in 2 minutes later, and the mom too. It was all recollections from a kid, so it wasn't necessarily exactly as shown. One was in his mind, one was probably what actually happened. Aeon, Seven's implants, that's not how they worked. Rick Cassell, NX refit deserves to be canon. Turd Ferguson, did Picard just delete everything back to best of both worlds? No. Chuck A, Garbage Night is also Picard Trash Night. Hey, I got an episode. Can I throw that on your garbage mail out there? Henzi Fade, I was hoping that when he fired Rios' gun, he was going to hold it backwards and shoot himself. Didn't happen. Instead, an explosion that has no shrapnel to do any damage. His eyebrows didn't even singe. Not only that, but he threw it above everybody else's head. He threw it above their fucking head and it blew up. There would be some kind of shattered eardrums, something. I can understand no shrapnel. It's a futuristic device. Could be an explosion method that prevents shrapnel. But it was a loud bang. Just saying. And what was with the portal emitter? Not needed, and they would not have that tech yet. The portal emitter. What do you mean? That's a watcher tech, and yes, they would have that, and That was the whole, oh shit, Rios is stuck with Teresa. He's not going to be able to get back to France. He's going to be have to stay behind. Ah, that's what that was. So I'm glad they fixed that. And he's like, yeah, I thought about it, but you know, seriously, I don't belong here. I'm just protecting the timeline. So I'm going to be a good captain and do what I fucking need to do. Good job, Rios. Taylor T. It was an Easter egg from Lower Decks. What was? Hunter PDX. Nope, I hear no banging. I have my headphones on. Okay, well, it's really annoying the fuck out of me. Somebody's breaking down their garbage there. You can hear that fucking car start? Fuck's sakes. The Doctor, member for 6 months at the rank of Commander. Ugh, that's about all I have to say about this one. It's not a super chat, but it's a colorful green one, so take a drink. Ozzy, Seven said Janeway want her to join Starfleet, but Starfleet no. Yeah. Janeway said she was threatened to resign. Mark says I was scratching my head a lot watching this. Yeah, what happened to Raffi and Seven's gun? They had a fucking pistol. They were in the chateau. They had it walking down the hall. Next time you see them, they're fucking rifling through the kitchen for a fucking knife and a corkscrew. What the fuck happened to their weapon? Did it run out of power? Is there a deleted scene? Did they lose it somehow? Trek or not, didn't they fuck up the timeline anyway by letting the Queen go? No, they didn't. Trek or not, 400 years of anomalous interaction. Victor Garcia, it's not really changing the Borg. I see them created something new in order to keep the actual timeline safe. Lesser logic. Oh, I didn't think of catch this. Didn't think of catch this. What do you mean? Charles June, if Borg Girardi is the one in the future, then ask for Picard in the future, wouldn't that create a paradox because future Girardi is also there? No, it wouldn't. That's not how paradoxes work. Aeon, Seven saying the Federation rejected her got me so mad. LOL. Like, what? NZ Fade, I'm hoping the Q story carries into season 3 and conclusion in another 11 episodes, etc. Well, Q will be in season 3 apparently, so that apparently will carry through. Sure. But what the fuck? How are they going to finish this in one episode and have it be satisfying? Tim McCaffrey didn't need 15 flashbacks to get her hanging herself. We get it already. Bingo. Jordan asks, 2 Rene Picards needed. Maybe the Europa mission sparks the multiverse, prime timeline, Kurtzmanverse, etc. Sure. Mark says, I heard your neighbor that time. Okay. Olivia, sir, regulations say you cannot go to warp in a planetary system or in an atmosphere. It's a small ship. It's not a big ship like the Enterprise. So I don't have much of an issue with that. In the solar system thing is a safety thing, just safety concern for other traffic or any debris in the solar system, because there tends to be lots of junk in solar systems, just like rocks and shit. So that's why there's no warp in a solar system, but they've long since forgotten that. In the atmosphere can be dangerous for sure, but I think it's probably for larger ships, because the Bird of Prey goes to warp in the atmosphere in Star Trek 4. Speaking of, I've got the Botany Bay right here. Ha! It's still here. And look at that. This bitch went to warp in the atmosphere. Just saying. Just saying. So, can't really nitpick that one. Trek or not, all of this is with his mother is unnecessary dribble and it detracts from everything else. Yes. Hunter PDX, I disagree with you, Captain. I stand with Matt. I really don't give a shit. Athos, they need to do better cultivating the original characters on Picard instead of leaning so hard on the legacy ones. If they made good characters, yes. I got to admit, it was nice to see Elnor come back. I kind of like him. It's a shame that he's dead, actually, but hey. Matt Boardman, yeah, the whole Starfleet rejecting Seven, despite her being a big reason for Voyager making it back, was garbage. Hell yeah. Listen, Jericho, my perk pick has changed. Time to cancel and restart over. Yes, you finally acquired the highest badge. Awesome. Commander Peckins. So what's the Borg's? So what? The Borg save people now? Yes, it becomes a cooperative. It's just, hey, you need help? You want to join us? We can help you. Yo, yeah, sweet. Let's go. Resistance is not futile. Nah, you can do. You can resist. You don't. We can just go. You can die in your spaceship. No, you want help? You have to join us first, though. It's voluntary. But you know, if you don't do it, if you don't join us, we're not going to help you. So, Benjamin, that was in there. He said he imagined her old, offering him a tea and a chat. It was. Andy Brennan, this whole series feels like some weird alternative universe where Star Trek gets mediocre direct-to-video movies. Victor Garcia, the old lady could have been his grandmother. I sometimes call mine Mammy, which is Spanish for mom. I always thought it was his fucking grandmother. I never once thought it was his mother. So, I mean, there's that. NZ Fade, any word about Girardi's nude scene? Oh, it's a shame we didn't see more of it. That being said, even though she did take the red dress off pretty quickly, we still did get a cleavage scene later when she was helping Seven. So, yeah. JB, I don't know if this has been addressed, but I feel like a broken record for continuing to ask this every single week. Where did all of the budget go for this show? Barely any ships or space or battles in space. All that'll be in season 3. Trust me, season 3 is going to be jam-packed full of cool stuff like that, from what we've been told, and so just wait for season 3. All the money will be on screen then, and fix this. There we go. That's better-ish. I don't know. Who cares? Hunter PDX. The show should really be called Picard, a show in the Star Trek universe. It has no other Trekking in it at all. Matt Boardman, I don't disagree that it was garbage writing to have his mom hang herself, but it just changed that moment of him seeing his mom in TNG for me. Okay, when you put it like that, sure. I don't have feelings, so I don't care. But I can understand why people might be like, oh yeah, that's kind of a sweet moment now. Merv's Tash. How has Picard never had PTSD previously when he's been living in the vineyard for 20 plus years? Good question. Don't know. There we go. Framing's better. John Holland. Far stronger characters have been assimilated far more quickly. Why is it taking days for Girardi to be assimilated? Mario, I think Seven's perspective on her denial was biased. She would have made a bad officer. Starfleet shouldn't have taken her. I kind of agree. She's always been like, well, everybody looks at me funny because I'm bored. I'm bored. People aren't as bad as you think, Seven. So, yeah, maybe. Flash, bang, go, poof. Only 23 likes? What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? No, I got 61 likes right now. People would stop sending me fucking notifications. I could see my likes. There we go. 123 people here, 62 likes. Awesome. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Do it. Dr. Ronslin, wait, Canadian garbage trucks run at night? No, they come in the morning. Far fucking earlier than anybody wants to get up, so we all put our garbage out the night before. Listen, Jericho, I did laugh when Robot Picard started shooting soon. I guess the butterflies don't matter now. No, they just kill all the fucking mercenaries, too. Apparently some of them might have had families or something that, and met somebody 10 years from now after you retired from being a mercenary and change your life and settle down and have a kid who gives birth or gets married when they get older. They give birth to like a Nobel-winning fucking person that gets the cure for cancer, and it doesn't matter. They're just mercenaries now. Who gives a shit? Matt Boardman. Oh, never mind. Sorry, portable emitter. Hunter PDX. Yes, I heard the car. Matt Boardman. Holy shit, I'm way behind in the likes. Or in the chat, but that's okay. Hunter PDX. That is bloody noisy. Damn. Straight pipes or no muffler. It was just a piece of shit garbage fucking car is what it was. It's not like it was the Camaro. The Camaro would have been louder, but would have sounded better. Just saying. David C. Silly how 7 of 9's implants are exactly the same ones that she originally had when she left. Yeah, I wish I would have preferred that they'd have been more rudimentary versions of her implants. And why does she need the exact same ones? She wouldn't necessarily. So, stupidity. Stupidity. Terry Ferguson, didn't Gary Seven have the ability to freeze people? Why did not Laris do that to the mercenaries? Plot armor? He did, but he was a class 1 supervisor. Maybe his servo had more advanced tools on it. It's just a better Swiss Army knife. Lesser Logic, I hated that Starfleet snubbed her. Good Tea, Nice House makes a good point. Still better than Discovery. Yes. Church of Jesus, Herod Christ. Wow. The suicide of Picard's mother is going to change how people view Star Trek. Now I'm going to have to go back and watch Star Trek Next Generation again. LOL. The good thing about it is it makes Picard's dad's kind of hardened facade towards him mean more. It makes more sense. Same with Robert, his brother. Picard was responsible for the death of the wife and the mother of these two. And so, of course, there'd be a little bit of resentment there. You're still going to love your kid, even if they do something like that. But you're going to love them in a different way. You're going to kind of snub them a little bit. And that would be one of the reasons that Picard wanted to jump ship, leave Earth, go exploring. And he does all that, gets all the glory. And of course, the resentment's there. Of course, Robert and his father feel like that's not fair. Like, Picard is responsible for the death of this lady, and yet he goes out and gets to have a great life and get all the awards and all the accolades and all the praise and become the great Jean-Luc Picard, and they're just stuck on Earth in their rut of depression and resentment. So that kind of works, actually. So if the two Renees have to die, isn't Picard's nephew named Rene as well? Yes, but that's not who they're talking about. James McD, Brent Spanner. I don't know who Brent Spanner is, but is looking more the Doctor from Independence Day than Data. Yes. This Jericho, it's irrelevant anyways. Those Borg will be wiped out when the timeline is fixed. Church. Picard's mother's got issues. Trek or not, season 3, all of the TNG cast meet up to attend Q's death and funeral over 30 episodes because, some stretch. Mark says at least we got to see James Callis again. Yes. Daniel Vance. Elnor getting his sword made me laugh so much. Phaser, nope. Rifle, nope. Sword, right on. Such a Pulp Fiction nod. Yes, it was. But for fuck's sake, she's a goddamn phaser rifle. You can take out more people at a greater distance. Have your sword on you for when they get close, but Merc's using laser lights. Super dumb. Best of the best. They should have been using night vision, not lasers. Plus, Borgifying literally did nothing. They were already hired and ready. Church says this is the Picard Barges of the Dead timeline. This Jericho, HMS Bounty, not Botany Bay. Oh, did I say Botany Bay? Oh, I'm an idiot. So, Elnor's sword. What the fuck? Does Evil Rios have a sword collection? Good question. Never really thought about that. I just figured it was Eleanor's on the ship, but then, yeah, you're right. It wasn't even the right La Serena. Gull Madrid. Is Terry in charge of the last episode, or is it still Akiva? I have no idea. Rick Cassell III. They turned 7, the most powerful person on Voyager, into a victim. Why? Because of reasons. Mark. Does the Borg now require a membership fee? Probably. The Stanleys. Someone has been watching the Voyager episode Unity. Trek or not, join the Borg Cooperative and receive a free ballpoint pen with 30-day membership. Choose to be assimilated. What's worse than a race of cybernetic zombies? A race of cybernetic hippies. Yes, Misha, there was a nude scene. Northwest Railfan. This season feels more like Star Trek NCIS. Character drama and arcs that have no real consequences in the long run. Mark says I was hoping for more of Girardi. Oh, there you go. Church says, yeah, I saw her backside. Bliss Jericho. Alison Pill has done topless scenes in other projects. Gestrel 1980. And you're all astronauts on some shit show. That's funny. Not a band account, $2. Why did we even need season two? Skip the TNG. Skip to the TNG cast. Yeah. These last few episodes feel like the Argo buggy scene from Nemesis, completely unnecessary. All the budget went to the first three episodes and the finale. Oh my god, that wins the chat. Oh, the Argo buggy. Alex A. Episode 9 was considerably better than 7 and 8. Yes, absolutely. The Doctor. Great. The Agnes Borg are going to be the galaxy's Jehovah's Witness going around. Do you have a moment to talk about the Great Girardi? So all of this retconning just ignores Picard's brother? No, it doesn't. Picard's brother is away at school, for fuck's sakes. I don't know how many times I have to say that. They mention it in a line of dialogue in episode 1 or 2. I admit it's the writer's fault. They should have brought him up a few more times. They could have mentioned him in this episode while they're all sitting around having lemonade. But they didn't, and that's their fault. But it was addressed. It's taking days for her to be assimilated because the writers have to stretch out 20 minutes of plot lines into 6 episodes. Yeah. Tim McCaffrey, if people didn't mind Klingons, people wouldn't have recovered humans from the Borg. Aeon, so Picard's family will later find those guys melded into the walls? No, because once the timeline has changed, that would have never happened. Mark, I think they realized season 2 was going to be bad reviews, so that's why they revisited or revealed the TNG cast returning early. Yeah, I kind of think so too. Damage control. Victor Garcia, everything they've done this season could have been done in half the amount of episodes. Yes, 100%. Picard finale and Doctor Strange next Thursday. A double dose of Patrick Stewart. And also the premiere of Strange New World as well, same day. Trek or not, why did the rifle sighting lasers make Borg beam noises? Smart Smears, the Picard and Soong families are important to the timeline. They can't be killed. The random dudes, nah, screw them. Doc McGillicuddy, this season was 3 hours of content stretched over 9 years. This is pretty fucking accurate. Mike Wilson, so did Picard find the remains of the Borgified special forces? No, he did not. Northwest Royal fan, Picard and crew murdering the Borgish security made me think of Lynch from First Contact. The violence was sort of disturbing for Star Trek. Felt more like Bourne or something. Yeah, like pushing a knife through the guy's head. They both pushed a knife through the guy's head. Great job. Olivia, next week on Star Trek Picard, Zephram Cochrane's, I think he means Zephram, Cochrane's dad, is killed before he was born by an old robot guy, a lesbian couple, and a guy who came out of nowhere and shot him. An Unexpected Fire says, will season 3 be a new plotline or will it be Picard? The search for Q. Don't know. Mike Wilson, so did Picard find the remains of the Borgified? No, he did not. Merv's Chash, nice to see they finally remembered that Laris has a transporter. It seemed to disappear for half the season when they needed it. The father's responsible for leaving the key in a fucking place where the child can get it. Lesser logic. I thought about Picard's relationship with his dad a lot during this episode. Lisa Jericho, the mother didn't commit suicide. She was sent to an asylum. She later escaped and burnt down the chateau, killing her son and grandson. She basically became the Batman villain. I like that. That's much more intriguing. Yeah. Star Trek Picard, the quest for subscriptions. Fart Muffin. So who in 2024 finds the Borg man all over the vineyard? Yep, that's my question too. Big Kinga. Meh, this already handled... They already handled this going to space back in TNG. This has nothing to the lore, nor does it make sense for them to just completely change everything we've known about the character of Picard. Damien Klopp, what happened to the weapon that Tal threw away after it was shot by a mercenary? Not a good idea, leaving future tech behind. It's true. That actually is true as well. Misha, just a few weeks ago, you were promoting the utilities of a sword over a firearm. In a zombie fucking apocalypse, you don't need to reload a sword. It's always there. Plus, they don't make a lot of noise, so you don't attract attention to yourself. The right weapon for the right job. Trust me. Mike Wilson, so did Picard find the remains? Jesus Christ, why do you keep asking that? Trekyards. The Rios holograms did need mobile emitters. I like how the Elnor hologram hides from bullets like they're going to hurt a hologram. They could hit his mobile emitter. Fuck it. I've been stopping all over butterflies this season. Why stop now? General Picard had a sword in his chateau, so maybe it was a Confederation thing. Yeah, could be. Cherd Ferguson. So did Picard's dad chisel out... Mike Wilson. Nope. Well, they make green laser sights. I have one for my pistols, but that would leave on a tactical situation, gives your position away. Yep. Elson Pill is a sex bomb. Daniel Vance, I'd like to solve. It was a young Confederation Jean-Luc in the bedroom with the rope. Oh my god. It was a conservatory with the rope, not the bedroom. How does Picard know the Borg developments in the Serentis? He just walks up and isn't concerned about the Borg ship being stolen, but he wouldn't know what happened inside. John Holland, $7. Thank you, John. The first few episodes had so much promise and beautiful ships. What a downward spiral this has taken. Kinda. Yeah. Wayback Tech. I almost forgot Q was in this season with this episode. Doc McGillicuddy. Well, I think the timeline will just continue to exist and they will be transported back to their timeline. So now that they have totally fucked up dystopian Borg emo universe. Jonathan, so there was all of the buffer before this episode where the Elnor hologram was created due to Raffi not being able to let go, but nothing. They could have not killed Elnor. Matt Boardman, $5. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm wrong, so I apologize to everyone for arguing that they didn't do the cast announcement to cover for low ratings. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm wrong, so I apologize to everyone for arguing that they didn't do the cast announcement to cover. So you think they did that now? I was kind of with you at the time. I was like, yeah, they're just, ramping up things up for the next season. But now, having seen some episodes, I just don't know anymore. Allison was better in Scott Pilgrim. What? Allison Pill was in Scott Pilgrim? JB, after watching this episode, I think it is appropriate to ask the writer something inappropriate. The episodes all feel slow. What's the hang-up? Get it? Wah, wah. Did you notice the title of this live stream? Come and hang out with me. See what I did there? These kinder, gentler Borg explain why there's a Borg kid attending school with Federation kids in the far future learning about Chief O'Brien. Fart Muffin, I don't even care about the cast returning for season 3. They had a bad send-off in Nemesis and will have another bad send-off in season 3. These writers give me zero faith in their product. I give up. Well, then don't watch it. I'm still going to watch it. I want to see what they do. The Doctor, real pro mercs would use IR laser sights. Victor Garcia, season 2 isn't bad, but it's not great. It's just been okay. Aeon, I still really like the first episode. So much potential. Hell yeah, you can like specific episodes and not like the whole season or the thing as a whole. It's fine. Doc McGillicuddy, the writers really want to make me pirate new Star Trek and not subscribe to it. I feel like a lot of people haven't earned their paychecks. Matt Boardman, tell us how you really feel. Picard always had PTSD, but he had people helping him through it. He is alone now. Borgs are basically zombies, though. Well, Borg, okay. Shannon brought this up the other day. Borg is the plural for Borg. You have a ship full of Borg. You don't have a ship full of Borgs, first of all. And yeah, they are kind of basically zombies now you said that. Future Tech was left behind in Star Trek 4, by the way. This is Jericho. At least they're getting rid of cast members to make room for the TNG cast. Chuck Jones says, so season finale will be Picard crew without ship going against Soong without mercenaries or Borg, and Q without powers. Sounds like fun. It's just going to be a bunch of old men yelling at each other. Sweet. And we hit 100 likes. That's awesome. If you haven't hit like yet, though, hit that like button. Let's try to get the likes up a little bit more. How did Queen Gerati heal Seven by restoring her post-assimilation implants exactly? No idea. Raffi should have got saved, and she could relate more to Seven. That would have been good. I like that. Tony Bell, it's even worse. This is a corrupted timeline. No Voyager, no mobile emitter. Terry West, 111. Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late. Just saw the latest Picard episode. Really was kind of an episode. Some things in it pissed me off. Well, join the discussion. We're all talking about it. Fart Muffin, Board Queen needs lithium ion to make primitive nanoprobes. Proceeds to eat lead acid car batteries. I know. That annoyed the shit out of me too. Mr. Captain 93, pretty good action-packed episode, but the lack of Q is frustrating. Yes. Why not take the mother to Elba to the cure mental illness there? Not a banned account. In Canada, are you allowed to have firearms, ones like the mercenaries have? I'm not sure what they have specifically, but yes, there are. You can get special licenses for pretty much anything. My dad's a gun collector. Like, he could get special licenses to have certain things in. I don't think there's anything that's really 100% no-no. Why? What does it matter? Big Kinga, I think Dr. Balthazar had more screen time than Q. I mean, Dr. Baltar? Soong is going to clone Renee. One lives, one dies. Won't make sense. That's interesting. Victor Garcia, I'm willing to bet that the whole reason for this Q was Q wanted Picard to realize that his father wasn't a son of a bitch. Turd Ferguson, Trekyards. Stephen Wallace says step 2. Are you talking to Steve Wallace? Because I would love to talk to that guy. Tell him I say step 2 as well, man. I've got it right here. Doc McGillicuddy. They did the cast announcement early, so you can feel about how shitty it's a send-off. They will get, and they have a year to prepare for the canon. Wow. Allison was a drummer, right? I don't know. Richard says, how did Lesser and his computer happen to grab Eleanor's last thoughts? This hologram makes no sense. It doesn't, kind of. You're right. The doctor, I'm not in Canada. In the U.S., you need to register it and pay a tax if it's a Polato. Something similar here. It's a little stricter here, obviously, but anything's possible, so. Fart Muffin, I'm sure they will wrap up all the threads they messed up timeline, the Q sickness, the many, many deaths, the Europa mission soon, his daughter, all neatly with one episode left. Will they, though? Boat. The entire show feels so cheap and lazy, it's actually surreal. No indications of a hive mind in this episode. No head noise. Jonathan, when we thought the Picard mother story was wrapped up, they decided to keep going with it, and the old mom in Picard mind in TNG actually died as a young woman. Yes. We didn't need the story. I didn't care. Honestly, like, it was a bullshit way to pad time, in my opinion. Boat. Even the action in this show is cheap and lazy, and all the dialogue is so cliched. It's like the script was generated by a computer. Livy Julius, we are the Borg. Our futuristic and technological knowledge will serve you, and you will be service. Resistance is unkind. You will be serviced. Get off the Stargazer's lawn. Second time to your live stream, Trekyards. Well, welcome, RK. Good to see you. Not a banned account, $2. It wasn't him. It never was. It was his assistant. Who? Who's assistant? Hello, Donnie Pearson. I think all the budget went to Halo. George Mangrum. I've enjoyed this season also. If I didn't, I would find something else to watch instead of complaining all the time. Amen. Way back tech. I really don't get why Picard's childhood has to be so strange and dark, with a sprinkling of Once Upon a Time mixed with a complete with a monster chasing them. How does that get him into Starfleet? Lead tastes sweet like deuterium. Jacob, the Star Trek the movie novel had new humans, which were a group of telepathic humans with a hive mind, maybe Legion connected. Good tea, nice house, throws in $5, so thank you so much. Writers have to understand by now that fans need and want references that connect and build upon post-Nemesis. Janeway 709 and Voyager reference was nice. Yes, it was, but it's also infuriating at the same time. Because I honestly can't see Starfleet going on. We're Starfleet, we love everybody, you know the rules. But, you were Borg, and, I know you got a service record, I know you got time served on Voyager, pretty much. You did a lot of great shit. However, you got that shit on your face. We can't hide that, really, so, yeah, man, you're fucked. Get the fuck out of here. Mark Lawrence, $5. Watched it at 1.33 times speed, and Picard sounded great. Thing is, Mark, I don't know if you're kidding or not. Tony Bell, do you think that the 7 captain line was foreshadowing she might end up captain once back in the timeline after changes happen and Rios stays in the past? Maybe Rios is not staying in the past. That's bullshit. Will she be a captain? No, she's not going to join Starfleet and instantly become captain rank. That's just bullshit. That's not how that works. So no. Matt Boardman, on a happier note, a friend of mine has seen the first 5 episodes of Stranger Worlds, and he said that it was really impressed with it. But is it good? I can be impressed with a lot of things. Doesn't mean it's good. Dinner Bells. I'm currently watching the animated series, the original series, on full for the first time. So weird to see Ricardo Montalban, i.e. Fantasy Island era. Tattoo. Misha, AR-15s are banned by name in Canada. They are AK-47s. With other semi-autos, it's more complicated. Yes. Fart Muffin. Federation doesn't want Borg in their Starfleet. Each ship's death was now an inside job, or the writers just forgot. They forgot. They didn't know. Matt Boardman, he said that you know more about the new characters in 4 episodes than you know about the Disco Bridge crew in 4 seasons. Sounds about right. That's good to know. Could tell that just from the trailers, honestly. Jacob says there have been 2 Renees, one for Confederation timeline, so Legion exists, one for real timeline. Mr. Captain 93, if they fix the timeline, there will be 2 Geratis. I mean, she was on the Stargazer's bridge, and if she's Borg Queen, that means 2 timelines cross. Well, yeah, we knew that already. The Borg ship that came through in the first episode not only came from it was a temporal signature and also an interdimensional signature. So an interdimensional temporal rift. So not only through time, but also through dimensions. So yes, where's the problem? We knew that originally from episode 1. But the father was an asshole. He could have got help for his wife. She didn't want help. He made a point of saying that last episode. All the help that he tried to get her, she refused. So, Doc McGillicuddy, $5. I just can't wrap my brain around how the writers and showrunners keep feeding Chosen to make these shows when so many people are obviously upset. Dan Bevan, hey, just got here. Real episode. First, what's with the constant flashbacks that ruin the pace entirely? I totally agree. Second, are we retconning Borg motivation to being lonely instead of perfection? That's lame. Not retconning anything. This is a new thing moving forward. So let's just see how it goes. Broken Speaker, $2. Meh. This was just meh. Lots of plot holes. One could say Red Alert. Red Alert's everywhere. Did they even say what illness Picard's mom had? No, they didn't. Tim McCaffrey, Q has to get his powers back to get them home, so don't think he dies. Joseph Barbado, might have been my crummy day at work, but I thought this episode was awful. Could have been a mix of both your crummy day at work and it being awful. Snoopy McQueen, $5. Seven said Starfleet would not let X-Borg join Starfleet. Have the writers forgot about Picard and Icheb, who they wrote about last year? What's a locutus? Is that like an orchid or something? What's an Icheb? Icheb, is that like, what is that? Is that like Italian for sausage? I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ. Damien Klopp. Why does Borg assimilation using special effects in 1980s First Contact look and feel more terrifying than what is produced in 2022? It feels more magic than technology today. It's a good question, and you're absolutely right. Richard Lorink. People used to complain about Voyager overusing and weakening the Borg as a whole. Star Trek Picard said, "Hold my beer." You think the Borg were pussies before? Hey, we got you. Jonathan, Voyager made the Borg less menacing and scary. Picard just neutered the Borg completely. Love, marry, or shovel your driveway. Choose between Tilly, Laris, and Seven. I would love Tilly. I would marry Laris, and I'd have Seven shovel my driveway. Seven banned from Starfleet after years of service on Voyager. Each up accepted into Starfleet because of reasons. Doc McGillicuddy says Rios will not stay in the past. The past is being wiped out, so why the fuck would he stay? Exactly. Leaving a like, starting the episode, bringing whiskey in case it's bad. Good luck, Sean. Hope you will watch this later. And hi, Sean. How was it? Misha, instantly becoming a captain is in fact now the JJ verse works. Victor Garcia, the past isn't being wiped out. That's why Queen Girardi said one has to die, one has to live. That way the two realities can exist. Yeah, but she's insane. She doesn't know what she wants. Well, okay, the fact that the word she is in a sentence that says doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't know what she wants. You don't need to put she in there twice. Just doesn't know what wants. You know it's a woman. No offense. I'm just kidding. Whoa, don't hit me with apples and tomatoes and lettuce and shit. It's a joke. It's a joke. Not a band account, $5. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the super chats. Ella Moraine, count to 4. Ella Moraine, then 3 more. Ella Moraine, if you can see. Ella Moraine, come with me. Misha, are my super chats showing up? My email says it was sent. Yes, I did read it. Good T Nice House. To be fair, Starfleet sidelined Picard and Enterprise D during First Contact Battle of Sector 001. Locutus factor is a serious threat to consider for 709. Mina Haroon. The problem is now we have a stupid, pointless time paradox. Also, the weapons in this episode were so awful. We had better facers in the 90s. This is Jericho said, Misha, your $25 one did, yes. Terry West. And the refit NX01 is now canon. Cheers. Yes, we have a video coming out about that. Probably Saturday or Sunday. One of those days. Yes. Eagle 15. So if the Borg are peaceful in the future, does that mean no Defiant, Sovereign, or any other anti-Borg advances? Does the Federation lose the Dominion because of it? No. I think the Borg are going to be peaceful in this Confederation timeline. And that's going to carry over because when they open the interdimensional temporal rift to the beginning of Picard in season 2, episode 1, there's still the real Borg there. That's all happened. This Borg's going to come through and maybe instantly start assimilating or wiping out the other Borg or turning them to their cause. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. Jay Aldridge, wish 709 had mentioned what happened to Harry Kim. Fart Muffin, why watch Slow Place Picard and his dumb, mysterious childhood flashbacks when you can watch Halo and watch Master Chief's mysterious childhood flashbacks? Amen. Amen. Mina, question. I don't want to die with a whimper. Answer. Let's neuter the Borg and destroy Star Trek forever. RK, I think they mentioned word melancholy for Picard's mom's condition. That is an old school speak for clinical depression. Yes. Oh, let's go to the basement. I won't be sad there. Like, what? Okay, I suffer from clinical fucking depression. But what? Look, a comment. When's the My Little Pony crossover with Star Trek? It's a good question. I don't know. Hopefully never. Trek or not, the production design is more game-esque now, whereas the 90s production designs were more industrial. The Darth Eddie, the NX refit model on Picard's childhood table must make a lot of people happy. It's now canon. The Doctor, Laris, oh, yeah, O'Reilly Bailey is smoking babe. I'd sit on her ears. O'Reilly Brady. Okay. Wayback Tech. The Borg have now become the galaxy's morons, knocking on the doors of every planet, wanting to bring them the good news. So La Serena is now a Borg cube, non-cube. Yes. I solved it. This has been a Bad Species 8472 simulation. Hey, I like that. That's good. Getting fruits and vegetables whipped at me. Misha says, okay, good. I had to change the payment method, so wasn't sure. You must have read it while I was listening to something else. Probably. I did read it, though. Fart Muffin, give me full access to the ship so I can beam 4 guys into a wall like a weirdo. Don't use the full power of the ship's big phasers. Putin's cat. Why does it take 9 episodes to end up here? Good question. This could have been finished in 2 episodes, possibly 4. My Little Pony did one crossover, one Toyland crossover with another Hasbro IP, the Power Rangers. Jaddock Productions. I heard CBS is making a new Star Trek series, Star Trek Flashback. Oh, you want to see a series that revolves around the flashbacks of your favorite Star Trek characters? No, neither do we. So here you go, guys. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. We've spent so much time with these people. I don't need to know about their fucking childhood. I'm sorry. I just don't care. Doc McGillicuddy. All of the new Paramount sci-fi is garbage. Red Dwarf is far superior than Trek now. What? Mr. Captain 93. So are the Packlids and Lower Decks more villainous than the Borg in live-action Trek? Because they're stupid. Yes, they're more terrifying because they're stupid. Discovery was before Kirk's time. Or are you talking about the future? Jonathan, the Borg is supposed to be a hive mind, but it seemed the Borg Queen Girardi wasn't aware that the Borgs were trying to kill Picard as those Dr. Soong was controlling them. Just shoot Dr. Soong. The Darth Eddie agreed that Rios is the series' best character. He's the only one who isn't underperforming in some way or being sidelined. Yes. Mark says, I could see Doug Drexler saying about damn time when he found out they were going to finally include the NX refit. Putin's cat. One of the episodes of TNG was like 6 of Picard. Yeah. Agreed on Rios. I hope he continues, but we'll see. Tech Stickle. Picard and crew must save Rene Picard from Soong, then go back to the future, and kill his nephew Rene. One Rene must live, one Rene must die. What if the Q from this show is the Confederation Universe Q and he can't sense his future because of the timeline branch? Simzoid. Picard flashback storyline should have been 1, maybe 2 episodes max. Fart Muffin. Rios is coming off as a giant dumbass, purposely screwing with time and exposing future knowledge for fun. Putin's cat. Rios will marry the hot Mexican chick and then end up being Picard's great-great-great-grandfather. Mina Haroon. Only thing I would like to see now is the old Borg versus new Borg. Old Borg has numbers, new Borg has advanced technology. The Darth Eddy. I could see Starfleet rejecting Seven joining up because they have officers who knew about her parents' covert mission on the Raven and wouldn't want to admit their failures to learn about the Borg. That's stupid. But I can see why you'd say that. Is Dr. Soon the creator of the augments? No. Daniel's Hot Topics. Hi, Captain Foley. First of all, did you finish the playthrough of the Alien Isolation? And second, the last episode of Star Trek Picard was interesting. One villain down, one to go. I did not finish Alien Isolation. I haven't played it since that last time I played it live. Where I couldn't get past the damn androids. So, mess with time or mess with the hot lady? Fart, no one has been innocent in the dumbass department. 6 of Picard, worst Borg designation ever. The only flashback I want to see is Jennifer, the Andorian flashback episode in Lower Decks. Yeah, Q really feels like two people? Yes. Daniel's Hot Topics. I was hoping that the Borg Queen would assimilate Q. I was too. I was calling for that. I wanted that to be a thing. But Merv's Tash. 7 was blackballed from Starfleet because she was an ex-Borg, when the guy the show is named after was too. So was Janeway, Tuvok, B'Elanna, etc. It's true. Jonathan, Mira Renee must die, but Prime Renee must live. One must die. But it's not the Mirror Universe. It's the Confederation timeline. It's different. How the fuck does this room get so hot? I know I'm in it and I'm hot and all, but, you know, it's barely seems like a reason. Multiverse are so hot right now. It's so hot right now. Excited for Multiverse of Madness. JB, there are no different reality versions of Q. The whole point of Q is that they exist outside of space and time. Yes, this is true as well. Putin's cat. What happened to Q? What happened to Guinan? Fart Muffin. Rios' girlfriend leaving her current timeline makes no sense. Like she said, like she didn't build a life around helping others in her time or anything. Remember when Patrick gave interviews about what brought them back to Trek? He said it was the wonderful writing. Oh Lord. Damien Klopp. I am less interested in every new season of live-action Trek, but more interested in every new season of animated Trek. Well done, Lower Jackson Prodigy writers. They deserve praise. Yes, they do. Speaking of, this Sunday, we are doing an interview with Aaron, one of the lead guys on Prodigy. We're doing that on Sunday, and then that'll hopefully be edited, and you'll see it within the next decade. Daniel's Hot Topics. I really like the Voyager references made by Seven, where she said after they left Voyager, Starfleet rejected her, but Janeway fought for her. So Janeway was mentioned. Do we get to see her next season? That'd be awesome, actually. I would love to see that. Probably not. Richard says, is Sing's invention the honeycomb atmospheric force field in the Confederation timeline? Yes, it's one of them. It resembled how he protected his daughter outdoors. I suppose Renee discovers a solving bacterium on Europa. A solving bacterium. Yeah, sounds about right. I like that. But yes, he did. He was responsible for the grid. Putin's cat, but still, Picard is much better than Discovery. That's a dumpster fire on top of a supernova. Star Trek Highlander. There can be only one Renee. The Darth Eddy. There's the theory. The other Renee is Picard's nephew from the 21st century. But I don't know he'd fit into all this. He wouldn't. That's just dumb. Q is dead now? How? No, Q's not dead now. He's dying. Fart Muffin. Forget each other. They built entire ships with Borg tech and don't want a Borg person. Writers are bad. Daniel's Hot Topics. So now the only villains left are a couple of Marines, Adam Soon, his daughter, and a Q who work for the FBI. Doc McGillicuddy. A supernova is the end and beginning of a solar system. Is a beautiful cycle. Nothing is beautiful about Star Trek. Even the ships don't feel like Trek anymore. Putin's cat. Did Soong actually work in some lab 20 years ago and create the master eugenics race, and now he's a daddy? I'm confused. No, he didn't. For fuck's sakes. Khan is too old for having had Adam Soong to have created him. He could have worked alongside Khan when Khan was reigning during the eugenics wars to work out medical problems with his augments, but he did not create the fucking Khan. He did not. He did not. He did not hit them. He did not. Anyway, Bruce Campbell. Wasn't Picard's nephew also called Renee? Yes. But not spelled that way. Renee with two E's at the end is the female version. Renee with one E at the end is the male version. So, Jaddock Productions. I heard a song about this series. It's going something like this. When my baby smiles at me, I go to Rios. Okay. Joseph Cole. I'm going to call that somehow Corey will save the day. Could be. Could be the antigens in her system combined with the thing that fucking Renee finds on Io creates this bacteria that eats the fucking atmosphere, particle, smog shit. And I don't fucking know. The writers are trying to be clever. Mr. Captain 93, where was Picard's brother in all those flashbacks? I mean, there was an episode in a movie where the character has a major impact on Picard. Mr. Captain 93, for the 15 millionth fucking time, his brother is away at boarding school. They said it in episode 1 or 2. They've addressed it. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to understand that. We've answered it a zillion times. The writers failed by not mentioning it again. There was a perfect opportunity in this episode for them to mention it when they're all sitting around having fucking lemonade. They could have talked about Robert. But no, they didn't. Because they're idiots. Daniel's Hot Topic. So now Girardi, murder doctor, and new Borg queen is stuck in this new branch reality. Yep, sure. Jacob. May the butterfly effect of Q's betaline leads to the Q never existing. If they're timeless, maybe they evolve in the future. Could be. Misha, $10 super chat. Hope you're here, Misha, to hear this. Hope you're not doing something else or listening to something else. Shouldn't be listening to something else, but hey. $10. You're hot? I just assume you look a bit like a potato. I love you, Misha. I really do. Moving on. Lesser logic. New GPUs are great to heat rooms. This is Jericho. Next decade? Why so soon? I don't know what that's referring to. I'm behind in the chat again. Aeon. Yeah, like Admiral Janeway had to pull to get 7 into Starfleet. Sure. JB, I'm guessing the interview with Aaron from Prodigy will still come out before the supposed interview footage with Patrick Stewart. Well, it's not supposed interview footage. He did interview Patrick Stewart, but that's a issue to bring up with fucking Samuel, guys. I don't want to hear about it. I reckon either Q will send them back, or the actor who played Duquesne might still be him. I reckon we'll find out. Mr. Captain 93, $10 says Q becomes Q. The Doctor. Did anyone catch Jack Quaid on the latest episode of Red Letter Media's Best of the Worst? It was great. I did. Yes, and they didn't mention once that he was in Lower Decks, which is funny. But hey. Maybe Picard and company can go into the Nexus and come out at home. Ooh. Video awesome. This episode was so offensive to me. I am currently writing a list of all the things wrong with it. This one hurts me in a way the first Guinan one did. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Did you see the newest Strange New Worlds teaser? The inside of the shuttle seems nice for the disco bursts. Yeah, I did see it. Looks kind of cool. Putin's cat. It's 2022, and I don't remember any eugenics war. Confused. For fuck's sakes, I have to explain this too. Eugenics wars happened, well, they ended in 1996. They all happened in the Middle East. Don't know if you fucking have been paying attention, but there's a lot of problems over in the Middle East. Lots of little wars. We're always sending troops over there to one fucking place or the other. The eugenics wars happened, and they were hidden from the general populace. That is fucking said in Space Seed. It was hidden from the general populace. Most of the fucking planet, especially North America, wasn't even aware of them. So, assuming they did happen, you wouldn't have known about them. All you hear is fucking skirmishes on CNN. You know, we're sending troops over here, we're sending troops over there, whatever. There's always shit going on. It was covered up. That's the point of the eugenics wars. Doc McGillicuddy. I am hyped for season 3. I want to see Geordie and Worf something terrible. I just can't. I just don't want to get my hopes up. Joseph Barbato. Anyone catch the shuttle name in the Strange New Worlds teaser? I'm pretty sure it was called the Stamets. It was. Star Trek DS9 premiered on January 3rd, 1993. Star Trek Picard Season 3 will premiere probably in March or April 2023. So they will probably do something special for the DS9 30th anniversary year. The Darth Eddy. Apparently, the Confederation of 2401 has mobile emitter technology because the Elnor hologram was wearing one. I know. It just doesn't make sense. But hey, what are you going to do about it? Fart Muffin. Lon Ninian soon will be responsible for reviving someone with her con blood. Just you wait. Dun dun dun. Not a band account, $2. If it's 2024, where are the DY class spaceships? They were a top secret fucking... In 1996, those were like the best we could do to get them out to space. And yes, they had stasis tubes. So it's just top secret Area 51 shit that they whipped together because it was essentially a fucking submarine. It was a fucking submarine that they converted into a spaceship. So, and then they put the cryostasis tubes on board. I have no problem believing that there's top secret cryostasis tubes being kept from us from the military. The DY-100 is a little bit more of a stretch. However, whatever. They're fucking submarines. It's fine. Jonathan, in an alternate dimension, Elnor lives, and it's the only one who gets his spleen removed, so he recovers in the chateau, and there could have been an entire episode for Elnor shenanigans while hiding his ears. Daniel's Hot Topics. Do you think Picard's mom is hot? Fuck no. Fucking hideous to the max. Looks like she smashed her face into the ugly wall and then climbed the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. Absolutely hideous woman. Seven has always had issues with authority and still does. She wants to do everything her way. Still does. That's maybe why Starfleet didn't want her. I would believe that Starfleet said that to her, and she basically just said, they don't want me. They didn't want me. In 2063, First Contact, World War III was recent. And so wouldn't the atmosphere be even more effed up? Many of these people in 2024 are doomed. Eric Epperling, Captain Foley, I have to ask this. Can the La Serena go to warp while still in Earth's orbit atmosphere? And also deep in Earth's gravity field? Ever seen Star Trek 4? This thing did. It went to warp while in the atmosphere. It's a small ship. 12 officers and men. Not a big ship. La Serena, also very small. Yes, small ships likely can. Not a problem. Matt Boardman, I heard all the buildings at Robert's boarding school were named after jazz musicians. Simzoids, don't forget all the Marines dying. I'm sure that won't change the timeline for all the thousands of future people. Yeah, and all the Borg tech that's inside them, the nanotech, the nanoprobes. Just saying. Way back tech, Star Trek keeps introducing alternate realities with every iteration. I feel like I'm starting to watch Sliders and wondering when we'll get home. Fenrisha, we know Q exists outside of space and time, but the question is, do the writers? Daniel's Hot Topics, it's going to be a long wait to Picard Season 2, Episode 10. There is not even a trailer out yet. Now we play the waiting game. Putin's cat. Spoilers, everyone stays in the past except Picard, who freezes himself for nearly 400 years. Trekyard, what if Seven got her implants back to send herself a message in the future, alt dimension, and avoid the destruction of the Stargazer? They've already done that. Koros. The Queen stabs Seven, then saves her. Now you owe me a ship. I know, I didn't understand that either. I don't remember that deal being made. But in the Kelvin timeline, the eugenics wars was a full-blown honking world nuclear war. Okay. Richard Lorenka. These troubling episodes can only be saved by one person. Michael Burnham and her perfect leadership in every dimension. The Doctor. Captain, just take it easy, man. In dude's voice. Just take it easy, man. Misha, $10. The eugenics wars happened inside the hollow earth, silly. Fart Muffin. CBS and Red Letter Media are mortal enemies. I wonder how pissed they are that one of their actors is hanging out with an international superstar, Rich Evans. Hey, Jim Robinson, how's it going? Baby Jesus DS9 is 30 years old now. I'm old now. Daniel's Hot Topics. Oh my god, I hope that the spin off I am hearing after Picard Season 3 will be a long one, long on the back burner Worf show. Michael Dorn has been working on it and pitching it since 2011. He deserves it, and so do we. Pretty awesome. Also, we do not live in their Star Trek timeline. That's true. We don't. We don't live in the Star Trek timeline. Hate to break it to you guys. If you've ever watched For All Mankind, done by uh, Donald Moore, yeah, Don Moore. That is more like what I think the Star Trek timeline would have been like. So yeah, we don't live in the Star Trek timeline. Sorry to break it to you. Might have at some point, but we diverged since then. Rich Evans is a Milwaukee treasure. Good, let's bury him. Stanislav Kostanov. I would have cared about Picard's childhood if it fitted my mental images of the character and universe. I would also have loved a retired Picard dealing with post-Dominion War Federation politics. Mark Henson. In Space Seed, it was said that the propulsion tech advanced in 2018 and rendered the DY-100s obsolete. The SS Atlantic was the White Star Line's biggest disaster before the Titanic, 40 years apart, but in the same month, she sunk off the coast of Nova Scotia. Darn, I went totally off topic here. Daniel's Hot Topics. There was a reference to Star Trek TNG episode where no man has gone before on the Enterprise D. When a few galaxies away, Picard saw his old mom. Picard referenced in this episode. Yes, we've already talked about that ad nauseum. Good Tea, Nice House. The reason why nobody in North America heard of the eugenics wars in the late 90s was because they were too busy focused on Rachel's haircut, Monica Lewinsky, Tupac being alive, and Jerry Springer. Problem solved. Exactly. The fucking news will distract you. As soon as you hear something bubbling up, something big happens, and you focus on that, and then this kind of went away. You don't even know. Putin's cat. Warping in the atmosphere was a problem in TOS. That's because it's a bigger fucking ship, dude. The Enterprise is fucking huge compared to a 12-man bird of prey. So yeah, of course it was a big problem. They used to get out of their solar system in many cases, but yes, in Star Trek 4 they broke that and they just flew off with someone else. Okay, a fucking Constitution-class ship in the atmosphere could not engage warp. It would fucking decimate the planet and probably destroy the ship. A small ship like a bird of prey or the fucking La Serena, I don't think would be much of a problem. So, yeah, I have no problem with it. Hi guys, I didn't watch the episode. Do I have to? 6 days until Strange New Worlds. It does look pretty good. You don't have to. Darth Eddie, I really wish we'd seen the actual Sanctuary District this season instead of just some posters for them. A Sanctuary District would have provided a lot more drama as our heroes hid there to plan moves. Blue-shirted Picard. I screamed a lot at this episode so much. Such a mess. Threat eliminated. Eric Epperling. The Borg mercenaries are now part of the Borg estate. Wouldn't that be very noticeable to future residents? No, because it fucking gets erased as soon as the timeline gets changed. Trekyards. Adama did the greatest in atmosphere FTL entry and exit as seen in sci-fi history. Breaker back, yes. G-Man and Orwell. I just joined, so I don't know if you covered this, but why does Elnor need a mobile emitter when he has only manifested on La Serena? Well, he doesn't, because La Serena you would hope the Confederation ships would have holographic emitters everywhere. If they don't, if it's not a priority for them, cool. Fine. But how did they get fucking future tech, such as a mobile emitter? I know it looks different. It is a different looking mobile emitter. It's the same shape, but it's more advanced. How'd they get it? I don't know. Whiskey, finally a worthy drink. Yes. Daniel's Hot Topics. There was a cool rumor that said they will roll up the Gen X Wars, the chemical war that Bones mentioned in TOS in World War III, and one big conflict in 2050. Doesn't fit with the timeline though, because Con launched in 1996, so does not work. Anna Jane in a $5 million house in LA's sanctuary mansion. No poor people allowed. Aaron says, "Good evening, Cap. Such a good discussion going on." Yes, you guys always have great stuff to say in the chat. So it will be interesting to see how viewers react to the episodic format of Stranger Worlds compared to the arcs of Discovery Picard. They better fucking like it. Star Trek Worf, the animated series with subtitles. Maybe today is a good day to die. Kid 10K is here. Hey, Cap, on break from a bullshit night. Hope your night is going better than mine. So far, so good. There are lots of poor and $1 million houses in LA. Video awesome. They should have taken out the Borg when they had the chance. Any alteration to the timeline is bad, right? This makes no sense. Annie Jane. I can never seem to recall these episodes afterwards either. How is that possible? Blue Shirt Picard can take out the whole Picard's mother plot and Doctor as a kid. Yep, I agree. They should have. Wow, they baffled our captain. That's bad. Daniel's Hot Topics. Do you think we exist in the Star Trek timeline? There is nothing to state otherwise. We don't. Clearly we don't. Lots to state otherwise. Voyager 6, for example, not being launched. That would have been big news. Yeah, we just don't. Sorry. So glad the bad guys shot like stormtroopers tonight. They can just hitch a ride with Cisco in 2024 if they're left behind. That's true. He shows up in September. If they are in the prime timeline, we get World War III pretty soon. Yep. The Doctor. The Enterprise has warped in the atmosphere or just above before, so it doesn't seem to be a problem. Next issue. And Jane, weirdly enough, suddenly reality is acting like Trek's Memory Alpha. If you look closely at the windows being broken by Picard throwing the brick, he breaks windows the brick didn't even touch. Yes, I did notice that. Wasn't even a mobile emitter. It was a holograph. It was holographic just like him. The emitter would be solid. Okay. All the gunfire, no cops. Even, why would there be cops? Sure, all that gunfire, no cops. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere. They're in a vineyard. Vineyards out in the middle of the fucking country. No, there wouldn't be cops. The last cop that was there woke up in his car with his spleen fucking removed. Do you think the cops are going to go back? No. They're going to turn into a fucking urban legend. Jesus Christ. But Darth Eddy, even the Kelvin timeline said that Khan and the Eugenics Wars was in the late 20th century, so they can retcon the dates without serious messing up the history of Earth of the 21st century. This Jericho, the annoying thing is that there are novels that cover the Eugenics Wars. If they had just used them, they wouldn't have any issues. And those are good novels, by the way. The timeline does not get erased. It got branched off and they all coexist. Think about it. If the timeline gets erased and you were in that timeline, you get erased. A piece of your past gets erased. Yes. Picard and Discovery are proof that those who make Star Trek have no idea how to do serialized Star Trek. Hoping Strange New Worlds can break this and need to stick to the story that is so weak. Has to be padded. Oh my god. I was waiting for them to find another loaded shotgun in the house after all these years. I don't know if that said they find I think it's a Luger. I forget what he shot. But fun fact, the fire in the chateau that killed René was in fact caused by an old World War II ammunition explosion, since Picard's dad was a crackpot who kept the cellar where 1,000 ways to die. And Jane, Trek says we get World War III 4 years from now. Looks to me like a few more weeks in real life. Again, just because she's the Doctor doesn't mean she can work future medical tech. Don't do an assault on your neighborhoods. Trash can captain wasted karma. Not a band account, $2. In the post-atomic horror, are student loans gone? No, I'm sure those survive. I think Q ends up snapping his fingers and they're back to Stargazer. Todd says, I thought Picard's mom was alive in Next Gen. Did you not listen to did you not watch the show? Right after she hung herself and he's talking, he says, I used to imagine her being old, offering me tea and asking for a chat. They fixed it with a fucking line of dialogue. Strange New World is episodic, thank God. Also very disappointing in this season. I kept thinking Elnor's mobile emitter would get hit by all that gunfire. This season ends with Q's finger snap. No way. Matt Boardman, man, modern Trek really makes me miss Michael Piller. Yes. Yes. Picard found a Walther P-38, that's it, stored in actual World War II GI ammo cans, so that was an impressive, at least that detail. I'm surprised he didn't whip out a Tommy gun. That would have been great. Oh, also, when Soong opened the door, he should have said, "Open sesame." Humor. That would have been fucking hilarious. But no, they missed their fucking chance there too. 25 plus special forces, Borg, humans, and 5 relatively tactically untrained people. They would have no chance. It wouldn't last more than a minute or two. The fuck are you talking about, Video Awesome? 25 mercenaries, sure, whatever. But 5 relatively tactically untrained people? A Starfleet admiral, a Starfleet captain, a Starfleet commander, 7 of 9 who was ex-Borg and worked on Voyager for how many years, and who the fuck else was there? Girardi was untrained. Elnor was trained by the fucking Kuat Malat. So the fuck you mean untrained? They're all in command positions in Starfleet, trained in multiple forms of combat. So what the fuck are you talking about? I think I've lost count on how many days they've actually passed since the beginning of this season of the show. Yeah, and going back to Video Awesome for a second, goddamn. Mercenaries. Sure, they got military training, but it's fucking modern day military training, not 22nd or 24th century training. Like, seriously, come on now. Come on now. Untrained my ass. Think you can send me some shots of your 25th anniversary TOS Enterprise for reference to help me with it? 25th anniversary TOS Enterprise. What, the Franklin Mint one in the other room? Probably. Why do you need that? Oh, re-working his Connie Dreadnought. They're still trying to add a shuttle bay interior. Oh, yeah, there's no... The shuttle bay just pulls out on that one. I don't know if that's what you mean, but... And Talon was there as well and used a phaser rifle like a trained power gunner. Of course she was. That's the other person, Talon. Yeah, she was trained by Gary Seven's people who fucking abducted humans and Romulans, apparently, thousands of years ago and have been training them over the course of generations to do these assignments. So, of course, she's fucking trained too. No problem with that. Where's the problem with that? Completely erroneous statement on your behalf, my friend. Do you think Rios will take the Lady in the Sun back to 20? No, he won't. He will not. Not a band account, $2. Why didn't they fight mercenaries with Abujitsu? Good question. Don't know. Predictions for episode 10? I have fucking none. I have no idea what the fuck they're even thinking. I have no predictions. Hit 10K. Yes, the pull-out shuttle bay is what I meant. But break over, gotta go later. I can send you pictures of it. It's nothing super impressive. Daniel's hot topics. If they stay in 2024, in 2 years, they'll burn in World War III. Well, I'm caught up to the chat. I'm getting frustrated. I don't know why. Simple questions are frustrating me, so I apologize. This happens sometimes. I don't know what to say. Overall, this episode was meh. It was better than last week. It's still not what I expect leading into the end of a season of a show. What the fuck are they thinking? But hopefully they'll pull it out of the fire. I don't know. I just can't see how they're going to do it in any possible scope of the imagination. So, some good moments for sure. Definitely some good Girardi or Borg Queen moments. 7 of 9 stuff was alright. Raffi was fucking Raffi, annoying as hell. Love seeing Elnor back, actually, surprisingly. Picard was just fucking pathetic again. Yeah, you need to get to the ship and maybe help out with the Borg Queen. You don't want her getting control of the ship, but by all means, just fucking stand here and talk to Talon about your fucking feelings in this bullshit for however long. Don't rush, guys. Just chill out. Rios, I thought was going to be disappointing. I thought he was going to be stuck, and no, he went back. He even said to Teresa, "Yeah, I thought about staying, but it doesn't make any sense." So, amen for that. So there's lots of good here. Lots of missed opportunities, though, as well, unfortunately. The Joe Cronin show puts in $10. I used to imagine my mother having tea, or whatever Picard said to tie up seeing his mother in the early TNG season, LOL. At least they explained it, LOL. Cheers, Cap. Yes, he said, I used to imagine my mother having, or being old and offering me tea and asking for a chat. Yeah. Good tea, nice house, $5. A great twist would be synthetic Picard is the only one who can travel to 2401 and is actually the one in Borg Queen's suit, hence the phrase look up. Tertiary Agent said, I thought I was watching the Hallmark channel. No, but speaking of Hallmark, you know how Hallmark Ornaments has every year they have Star Trek ornaments and usually ships and some figures? This year they have it made in the shade. They've already got a pre-made hanging figure. Picard's mom. I would buy that. Oh, thank you, G-Man and Orwell. Appreciate it. Thank you to everybody for watching. And I'm sorry I'm so frustrated tonight, but sometimes I get like that, and there's no excuse. So I apologize. But I'm getting frustrated. I need to go fucking chill out. I've just been on edge. It's been a day. I've had some shit going on. So but thank you. I'm sure Kit 10K will make you a hanging mother. Matt says, I can't remember to tell you how happy I am that Star Trek story Hallmark ornaments made me this past Christmas. I'm not trying to be disagreeable, and I do not, in fact, disagree that they did have training. Okay, good. Because you're completely wrong. They're actually more competently trained than the fucking mercenaries would be, in my opinion. Even if they're special forces or whatever, you've got an extra couple hundred years of different military tactics all rolled into one with their Starfleet training, plus the fact that they made it to command, like captain, admiral, and commander positions, and fucking 709. Seriously, Talon, I don't know what her training would be necessarily, but dude, they're absolutely highly trained and proficient in fighting, all of them. Misha, say hello to Peanut for me. Joe Cronin show, $5. One more thing. This show will be better once you can watch it all at once. Waiting from week to week is what is making me angry. Yes, 100% agree. This is a binge show for sure. Binge-worthy show. Much better watch that way for sure. And on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please join us tomorrow. The edited review will be up around, I think he usually releases them around noon or 2. I can't remember. It's 2 o'clock maybe. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our live complete breakdown, scene by scene, and discussion of all this will take place at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I want to see you guys there. Please join in and let me know your thoughts. And hopefully I'll be more calm at that point. But thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a great night and live long and prosper. How's it hanging, dudes? That's funny, right? No, it's not.